What would you do if you witnessed an act of kindness that turned a day of humiliation into a moment of triumph? This is the story of Kim Soo-hyun, an unsuspected hero, and Jia, a waitress whose day took a surprising turn. Jia had always been a dreamer. Growing up in a small town outside Seoul, she moved to the city with big aspirations to become an actress. Reality, however, painted a different picture. To make ends meet, Jia found work at a high-end restaurant frequented by celebrities and influential figures. It was here, amidst the shimmering lights and clinking glasses, that our story unfolds. It was a busy Saturday evening. The restaurant buzzed with the hum of conversations and laughter. Jia, with her polite smile and quick feet, maneuvered through the tables, delivering dishes with grace. Little did she know, her life was about to change when Kim Soo-hyun, a renowned actor known for his roles in popular dramas, walked in. The room seemed to pause momentarily as he was led to his table, not far from where Jia was serving. As the evening progressed, Jia approached Kim Soo-hyun's table to take his order. Nervous but excited to be serving someone she admired so much from her favorite TV shows, she inadvertently tripped over a guest's foot, sending a glass of water crashing to the floor. The silence that followed was deafening. A flush of embarrassment colored her cheeks as she hurried to clean up the mess, her hands trembling. That's when another guest, a well-dressed woman at the next table, raised her voice. "How clumsy can you be? It's just like this place to hire anyone these days. Can't they find decent staff?" Her words, sharp and loud, cut through the murmurs, drawing attention from around the room. Jia, feeling smaller by the second under the weight of the woman's harsh words and the staring eyes, fought back tears. She mumbled an apology and turned to leave, her confidence shattered. But before she could escape, a calm, assertive voice intervened. "Excuse me, ma'am," Kim Soo-hyun said, standing up. His demeanor commanded the room. "I believe everyone can have a moment of mishap. It's hardly fair to judge someone's entire character on it." The woman who had insulted Jia looked taken aback, her face turning a shade of red. The room, previously echoing with whispers, fell silent. Kim Soo-hyun continued, "In fact, I think she deserves an apology. It takes a lot of courage to handle such situations with grace." His words hung in the air, heavy with authority and kindness. The woman, now clearly embarrassed, muttered an apology. Kim Soo-hyun then turned to Jia, offering her a gentle, reassuring smile. "Please, continue doing your best. You handled that with more poise than most could." The rest of the evening saw Jia serving with a newfound confidence, her spirit lifted by the unexpected support from someone she admired. The incident sparked conversations among the guests, many of whom expressed admiration for Kim Soo-hyun's defense of the young waitress. As the night drew to a close, Jia approached Kim Soo-hyun's table to thank him. He smiled warmly, his eyes kind. "We all have bad days," he said. "But remember, it's not how we fall that defines us, but how we rise after falling." Tears welled up in Jia's eyes, not of embarrassment this time, but of gratitude and inspiration. Kim Soo-hyun's act of kindness wasn't just a moment of support, it was a lesson in humility and courage. Jia's story spread far and wide, becoming a beacon of hope and a reminder of the impact a single act of kindness can have. Her encounter with Kim Soo-hyun changed her not only on that day but also inspired her to pursue her dreams with renewed vigor, always remembering the kindness that uplifted her when she needed it most. As we reflect on this story, let us remember that our actions, however small, have the power to change lives. In a world quick to judge and slow to understand, be the reason someone believes in the goodness of people. Kim Soo-hyun's response wasn't just shocking, it was a testament to the profound impact compassion can have on a human soul. Let us all strive to be that change, one act of kindness at a time. Continuing from the impactful scene at the restaurant, Jia carried the memory of that evening like a torch through the shadows of her challenging life. The media caught wind of the incident, and soon, articles and social media posts praising Kim Soo-hyun's gallantry and humility flooded the internet. People were touched by the story of the famous actor standing up for a humble waitress against cruelty and judgment. This surge of public support brought unexpected opportunities for Jia. A local community theater director, who had read about her on a popular blog, reached out with an invitation to audition for a small but significant role in an upcoming play. Energized by Kim Soo-hyun's encouragement and the public's support, Ji-ah decided to take a leap of faith. She auditioned, channeling all her gratitude and newfound confidence into her performance. To her delight, she was cast in the role. This was the break Ji-ah had been dreaming of, a chance to pivot back towards her original aspirations of acting. The play was a modest production, but it was a world away from the bustling floors of the high-end restaurant. On stage, Ji-ah felt alive, her emotions raw and her expressions genuine. Each performance peeled back layers of self-doubt, revealing a strong, confident woman who began to see herself as deserving of dreams and success. As the play concluded its run, critics praised Ji-ah for her compelling performance. Her story of resilience and redemption resonated with the audience, mirroring her real-life transformation. The exposure led to more acting opportunities, each step forward amplifying her belief in herself and her potential. Meanwhile, Kim Soo-hyun, who followed her progression from afar, felt a profound sense of pride in Ji-ah's accomplishments. His simple act of kindness had sparked a chain reaction of positivity and empowerment. He realized that his influence could be a powerful force for good, beyond the confines of the entertainment industry. A year after the incident, Ji-ah and Kim Soo-hyun's paths crossed again at a charity event where they were both invited as guests of honor. The event was held to raise awareness and funds for underprivileged aspiring actors. Ji-ah, now more composed and radiating confidence, shared her journey with the audience, highlighting how Kim Soo-hyun's support at a critical moment had helped her rise above adversity. The crowd listened, moved by her authenticity and magnetized by her gratitude. When she finished, the applause was thunderous, not just for her story, but for the message it carried: compassion can catalyze extraordinary change. After the event, Ji-ah and Kim Soo-hyun had a moment to speak privately. She thanked him again, her eyes gleaming with tears of joy rather than sorrow. "You changed my life, not just by what you did, but by showing me how powerful kindness can be," she said. Kim Soo-hyun smiled, his heart full. "Ji-ah, your strength and talent did all the work. I just reminded you not to let a moment of doubt overshadow your potential." As they parted ways, both felt a renewed commitment to spreading kindness and supporting others. Ji-ah continued to thrive in her acting career, using her platform to advocate for those struggling to find their voice. Kim Soo-hyun took more active roles in philanthropy, inspired by the profound impact of his actions. This story of a simple act of kindness, which unfolded into a journey of empowerment and success, reminds us of the ripple effect our actions can have. Like stones thrown into a pond, our gestures of compassion can spread, touching lives in ways we might never fully understand. Let us be mindful of the power we hold, and choose to use it to uplift, support, and inspire. In a world that often seems darkened by judgment and adversity, let each of us be a beacon of light and kindness, just as Kim Soo-hyun was on that transformative evening. From that transformative evening forward, the tale of Kim Soo-hyun and Ji-ah became a source of inspiration and a symbol of the transformative power of kindness. The media continued to follow their journey, and their story became a lesson incorporated into various motivational talks and educational materials, emphasizing the importance of empathy and support in the face of adversity. Ji-ah, through her acting and public speaking, became an advocate for mental health and emotional resilience. She partnered with organizations that supported young actors who faced mental health challenges, providing workshops that taught coping mechanisms and resilience strategies. Her message was clear: let your struggles be your stepping stones, not your stumbling blocks. Kim Soo-hyun, on the other hand, became more than just an actor. He became a philanthropic figure whose influence reached across various societal issues. He established a foundation that focused on arts education for underprivileged youth, providing scholarships and mentoring programs. His foundation also worked to combat the stigma around failure in highly competitive societies like South Korea, promoting a culture of learning from mistakes and growing through challenges. Their individual efforts, fueled by that night of unexpected kindness, continued to intersect at various charity events and public discussions. They became icons of a movement that celebrated human potential and kindness over superficial judgments and harsh criticisms. Several years later, Ji-ah received one of the highest honors in the acting world, not just for her performances but for her significant contributions to society through her advocacy work. During her acceptance speech, she invited Kim Soo-hyun to join her on stage, recognizing him not just as the catalyst for her transformation, but as a continuous source of inspiration. To everyone watching, Jia spoke, her voice steady and full of emotion. This honor is not just about my work as an actress. It's about recognizing the power of kindness, support, and community. It's about understanding that every interaction we have is an opportunity to lift others up and reinforce the idea that we are all connected in our journey through life. Kim Soo-hyun, sharing the stage, added, "This journey we've shared, this story that began with a simple act of defending someone's dignity, has shown us how deeply our actions resonate and how far they can go. It's a reminder that we are not just actors on a stage or figures in the public eye, but human beings capable of profound impact." The audience, many moved to tears, gave a standing ovation. The story of that evening at the restaurant had evolved into a broader narrative about human dignity, resilience, and the interconnectedness of our actions. As the years passed, both Jia and Kim Soo-hyun continued to use their platforms to inspire and enact change. Their legacy was not defined merely by their professional achievements but by the heart and compassion they demonstrated consistently. In a world often overshadowed by negativity and cynicism, their story remains a beacon of hope and a testament to the fact that kindness does not just alter a moment or a day, it can transform lives and shape destinies. It teaches us that each of us holds the potential to be someone's hero, to be the light in someone's darkness, and to be the voice that speaks out against injustice. Let us all remember Jia and Kim Soo-hyun's journey as a call to action, to not underestimate the power of kindness, and to actively participate in creating a more supportive and empathetic world. For in the end, it's not the accolades or accomplishments that define our legacy, but the warmth and light we leave in the hearts of others. Let us all strive to be that change, one act of kindness at a time, and watch as the world transforms around us. Continuing from this profound realization, Jia and Kim Soo-hyun became more than just occasional collaborators in philanthropy, they became symbols of a movement that championed human kindness and resilience. Their story, shared on various platforms, inspired countless others to take small steps towards making a difference in their own communities. As their influence grew, they decided to co-found an initiative called Light in the Shadows, a program designed to support individuals facing hardships due to societal judgments and misconceptions. This initiative provided resources, counseling, and a network of support to help individuals navigate through their darkest times, focusing especially on those who suffered in silence. Their efforts were recognized globally, and soon Light in the Shadows became a beacon for similar programs worldwide. Schools, corporations, and other institutions began to incorporate the values of empathy, understanding, and unconditional support into their cultures, influenced by the powerful narrative of Jia and Kim Soo-hyun. One day, during a conference on social change, Jia shared a particularly touching story that had come out of their initiative. A young man, once on the brink of giving up after being repeatedly marginalized due to his background, had found a new lease on life through the program. With the support and mentoring he received, he had gone on to create an organization that helped others like him. His story was just one of many that illustrated the cascading effect of a single act of kindness. Kim Soo-hyun, reflecting on these stories, emphasized the importance of visibility in advocacy. When we share these stories, when we bring to light the struggles and triumphs of those who thought they were invisible, we inspire action. We show that change is possible, and that everyone, regardless of their status or situation, can contribute to that change. Their work together brought them closer, and their shared vision for a kinder world became a central part of their lives. They traveled, spoke, and worked tirelessly, fueled by the stories of those they had touched and the visible changes they were witnessing. Over the years, Light in the Shadows evolved into an international organization with branches in multiple countries, each adapting the core principles to suit their local contexts. Jia and Kim Soo-hyun's roles also evolved. They were no longer just the faces of the movement but were actively involved in strategic planning and global outreach. Their commitment to the cause deepened as they saw the tangible impact of their work. As they stood together at a global summit for social change, celebrating the 10th anniversary of their initiative, they looked out over a sea of faces from different nations, all united by a common purpose. The summit was not just a celebration of their work but a testament to the power of collective action and shared humanity. Jia took the stage, her voice strong and clear. Today, we stand together not just to celebrate 10 years of Light in the Shadows, but to remind ourselves of the work still ahead. Each story of change, each life touched, is a step towards a world where no one has to stand alone in the shadows. Kim Soo-hyun joined her, his presence equally commanding. Our journey began with a simple act of defending dignity, but it has grown into a global movement. This is proof that kindness is not just a personal virtue but a global necessity. Let us continue to spread this message, to illuminate the dark corners of judgment and hardship, and to build a future where empathy and support are the norm, not the exception. Their message resonated, leaving a lasting impression on all who attended. The summit ended with a renewed commitment from various leaders to implement and support Light in the Shadows programs in their countries. As Jia and Kim Soo-hyun walked off the stage, they knew their journey was far from over. It was a journey that would continue to challenge them, inspire them, and push them to find new ways to spread light in the increasingly complex shadows of the world. Their story, which began with a moment of unexpected kindness in a restaurant, had grown into a global narrative about the enduring power of compassion and the undeniable impact of collective action. It was a reminder to all that each small gesture of kindness could indeed change the world, one heart at a time. As the years continued to unfold, Jia and Kim Soo-hyun found themselves increasingly involved in not only promoting Light in the Shadows but also actively participating in policy discussions and initiatives that aim to institutionalize empathy and kindness in various societal systems. Their influence was no longer confined to occasional speeches or charity events, it had permeated deeper societal structures. In one landmark initiative, they collaborated with educational leaders to integrate empathy training and mental health awareness into school curriculums across multiple countries. They believed that the foundation of a compassionate society lay in its education system, and by nurturing empathy in children, they were planting seeds for a more understanding future generation. Their efforts began to see tangible results. Schools reported decreases in bullying incidents and an increase in student-led initiatives to help the community. Teachers noticed more inclusive behaviors among students, and parents observed their children exhibiting greater sensitivity towards the feelings of others. Kim Soo-hyun, reflecting on these developments, shared his thoughts during a televised interview. When we started Light in the Shadows, it was about helping individuals feel seen and supported. Now, it's about changing the fabric of society itself, one policy, one curriculum, and one community at a time. It's about creating an environment where kindness is the norm, not the exception. Jia, adding to his thoughts, emphasized the importance of persistence in their mission. Change doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't happen in a vacuum. It requires continuous effort, relentless advocacy, and most importantly, a collective will. We've seen incredible progress, but the journey continues, and each step forward reinforces our commitment. Their advocacy took them to international forums where they spoke about the importance of integrating mental health and empathy into global health policies. Their speeches, often filled with personal stories from those they had helped, moved policymakers and influenced debates on global health strategies. Yet, despite their global influence, they remained deeply connected to the individuals whose lives they had touched. They frequently visited Light in the Shadows centers, spending time with the people there, listening to their stories, and sharing their own experiences. These visits were a constant reminder of why they started their journey and fueled their passion to keep going. During one such visit, a young woman approached Jia with tears in her eyes. She was a former waitress who had faced severe humiliation at her workplace, much like the incident that had sparked the initial meeting between Jia and Kim Soo-hyun. Through the support of Light in the Shadows, she had found the strength to rebuild her self-esteem and was now studying to become a social worker. Her story was a full-circle moment for Jia. Holding the young woman's hands, she said, "Seeing you thrive is a reminder of how far we've come, and how much more we can do. Your journey inspires me to keep pushing forward, to ensure that no one else has to endure what you went through alone." Kim Soo-hyun, witnessing this exchange, felt a profound sense of pride and responsibility. He knew that their work had changed lives, but each individual story added layers to their understanding of the impact of their efforts. As they prepared for another global summit, this time focused on integrating empathy into global leadership models, Jia and Kim Soo-hyun were not just advocates or speakers. They were leaders of a movement that had sparked global change, a movement that was a testament to the power of kindness and the indomitable human spirit. Their story, rooted in a moment of defending a waitress's dignity, had blossomed into a worldwide crusade for empathy and kindness. It was a beacon of hope and a call to action, reminding everyone that the essence of our humanity lies in how we treat each other, and that every act of kindness, no matter how small, contributes to a larger wave of positive change. Their legacy, they hoped, would be a world where no one had to endure humiliation or suffering in silence, where empathy was embedded in every interaction, and where kindness was the currency of all relationships. As they stood together, ready to address the world once more, Jia and Kim Soo-hyun were not just symbols of a movement, they were its heartbeat, continually pushing humanity towards a future illuminated by compassion and guided by the light in the shadows. Continuing from this heartfelt moment, Jia and Kim Soo-hyun took the stage at the global summit, their presence emblematic of the change they had championed for over a decade. The audience, composed of leaders, activists, and influencers from around the world, waited in anticipation, recognizing the significance of what was about to be shared. Kim Soo-hyun began, his voice resonant and steady. "Today, we gather not just to talk about policies or strategies, but to discuss the very fabric of our society's empathy and kindness. These are not just soft skills or optional extras, they are the cornerstone of sustainable development and peace." Jia continued, her tone passionate and inspiring. "Our journey with light in the shadows has taught us that every individual has the power to influence their community. From the waitress who faced humiliation to the young woman who rose above her challenges to study social work, these stories aren't just narratives, they are blueprints for a better society." Their speech was a blend of personal stories and calls to action, urging leaders to integrate empathy into the core of their governance. They highlighted innovative approaches from various countries where Light in the Shadows programs had been successfully integrated into public policies, showing tangible benefits in community cohesion and mental health improvements. The summit became a groundswell of commitment, with many leaders pledging to adopt similar initiatives in their regions. The atmosphere was charged with a sense of urgency and possibility, a collective realization that the path to global stability and peace winds through the corridors of empathetic leadership and compassionate governance. As the summit concluded, Jia and Kim Soo-hyun felt a renewed sense of purpose. Their message had resonated deeply, igniting a global conversation about the role of empathy in shaping the future. The media coverage was extensive, with headlines celebrating the visionary approach of Light in the Shadows and its founders. In the days following the summit, Jia and Kim Soo-hyun dedicated themselves to following up on the commitments made. They met with educational leaders, policymakers, and community organizers, providing support and sharing best practices to ensure that the pledges turned into action. Their work took them back to the grassroots level, where they engaged with communities directly affected by issues of neglect and prejudice. They organized workshops, talks, and interactive sessions, not just as leaders, but as listeners, giving a platform to those who felt unheard. One such event brought them to a community center where a group of young adults gathered to share their experiences with discrimination and social exclusion. Among them was a young man who had once been a skeptic of social programs. He shared how Light in the Shadows had helped him overcome his distrust and isolation, giving him the tools to become a community leader himself. His story was a testament to the transformative power of empathy and understanding, reinforcing the importance of the work Jia and Kim Soo-hyun were doing. Months turned into years, and the impact of their work continued to expand, reaching corners of the globe they had never imagined. Light in the Shadows became more than an initiative, it was a symbol of hope and a catalyst for change. Each story of transformation and each community uplifted served as a stepping stone towards a more empathetic world. On the 15th anniversary of Light in the Shadows, Jia and Kim Soo-hyun organized a global forum, inviting all those who had been part of the journey. The forum was a mosaic of cultures and stories, each participant bringing their unique perspective on how empathy had shaped their lives and their communities. Reflecting on the journey, Kim Soo-hyun addressed the gathering. "What started as a defense of one person's dignity has grown into a global testament to the power of compassion. Each of you here is a beacon of that change." Jia, her eyes gleaming with tears of joy, added, "This is not the end, nor is it just a celebration of past achievements. This is a reaffirmation of our commitment to continue pushing the boundaries of kindness. Together, we are not just lighting up the shadows, we are dispelling them." Their legacy was clear, not just in the programs and policies they had influenced, but in the lives they had touched, the communities they had transformed, and the global movement they had inspired. Their story was a reminder that even in the face of humiliation and hardship, humanity could find its greatest strength in compassion, turning the darkest moments into the brightest beacons of hope and change. As Kim Soo-hyun and Jia stood before the assembly at the Global Forum, the room was alive with a palpable sense of unity and purpose. Each story shared was a thread in the intricate tapestry of empathy they had woven together over the years. The forum not only celebrated their journey but also set the stage for the next chapter of their movement. In the weeks following the forum, Jia and Kim Soo-hyun launched a new initiative, Empathy Without Borders, designed to reach even more underserved areas around the world. Their goal was clear: to ensure that empathy and kindness transcended cultural, social, and national boundaries, creating a global network of support and understanding. They started by setting up training hubs in various continents, each equipped to tailor the Light in the Shadows curriculum to local needs and challenges. These hubs served as centers of learning and support, providing resources and training to local leaders and educators. The initiative was ambitious, aiming to create a ripple effect of empathy that would eventually touch every corner of the globe. As the initiative gained momentum, stories of transformation began to emerge from unlikely places. In a small village in Africa, a young man who had attended the empathy training was inspired to start a community dialogue program, bringing together different ethnic groups who had long been at odds. His efforts led to a significant reduction in local conflicts and a newfound sense of community cohesion. Meanwhile, in a city in Asia, a school teacher used the Light in the Shadows curriculum to help her students understand and embrace their diverse backgrounds. The program became so successful that it was adopted by the entire school district, leading to a dramatic decrease in bullying and an increase in cross-cultural friendships and understanding. Each success story was a testament to the power of the seeds of empathy Jia and Kim Soo-hyun had planted. They traveled extensively, visiting these hubs and participating in the local initiatives, their hearts swelling with pride and hope as they witnessed the transformative power of their work. During one such visit, they met a young woman in South America who had been inspired by their story to start her own non-profit focused on mental health awareness. She had organized community workshops that brought mental health resources to remote areas, helping to break the stigma and providing much-needed support. Her organization had grown to receive national recognition, and she credited Light in the Shadows for inspiring her path. As Jia and Kim Soo-hyun listened to her story, they realized that their impact was not just in the programs they had started or the speeches they had given. It was in the inspiration they had provided to others to take action in their own communities. They were not just planting seeds, they were cultivating a garden of leaders who would carry the torch of empathy and kindness forward. The journey was not without its challenges. Despite their successes, there were still areas of the world where prejudice and intolerance held strong. But Jia and Kim Soo-hyun remained undeterred, driven by a deep belief in the potential for change and the inherent goodness in people. They continued to advocate for policy changes, pushing for the integration of empathy and mental health awareness into global education and health systems. Their voices became influential in international policy discussions, where they argued passionately for a shift in how nations address social and emotional well-being. As they looked to the future, Jia and Kim Soo-hyun planned the next phase of their mission. They envisioned a global conference that would bring together leaders, activists, educators, and citizens from around the world to celebrate the progress made and to forge new commitments to expanding the reach of empathy and kindness. The conference, titled Empathy for a Brighter Tomorrow, was set to be one of the